Hi, darling.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Double swim today.
Twice, and it's freezing.
It's bloody freezing.
I can't believe you did it twice. You did it twice.
So I'm feeling sleepy, hungry, but happy.
Good.
And you single swimmed.
Yeah, I'm knackered from the single swim. Makes me really tired. Is there something wrong with me?
No. It's a lot to go through.
It is. It's cold.
It is, but it was nice though, wasn't it?
It's nice that we've got the egg here.
The baby egg boy.
Yeah. Oh, that was lovely.
Mr. Spinach Tinsel. We're going to talk about episodes 29 and 30 of MAFS
Australia. Well, before we do, we got a really nice message from someone on Instagram, and they were just saying that they've stopped watching MAFS, but they're still listening to the podcast, and that we should talk about other things. And good news is that when MAFS is over, we're going to just carry on through. We're not going to do 2 episodes a week. We're going to do one episode a week
with video,
and then one Patreon episode a week.
Yeah.
So don't worry, we'll carry on.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that, actually. I've loved this season of MAFS, but I'm excited to talk about all the other stuff because there is a lot of other telly we watch, believe it or not.
Somehow we fit it all in.
We're going to have space for even more when MAFS is done.
Yeah, we really are.
So we had the commitment ceremony in which Dave had to face up to the experts.
Yeah.
He managed once again to do a bit of a wriggly, I don't know, avoidance act.
Well, before they even got to the commitment ceremony, they had all of the they had a conversation in the room.
Disastrous one.
Where he kind of like complained about the way that she spoke to him the night before or something.
I read that as him coming in because he'd kind of, again, panickedly agreed to try make effort with her at the dinner party. And then I felt like he was coming in and trying to think up the thing that would make her angry quickest, which he successfully did, to then find an excuse for getting out of the relationship again. Why does he keep doing this? It's like whenever someone reasonably questions him, he can't defend himself with the answers that he's giving, so he ends up being like, yeah, I do want to make it work, and then committing himself to something again but then regretting it immediately.
Just be a... Sorry, I was going to say be a man, but that's reductive. But just grow up and say you don't want to be in it if you don't want to be in it. And like she was saying, you told me last night you were going to fight for me, and the first thing that he came in and said was that you spoke to me so badly at the commitment ceremony. Yeah,
Dave was saying all this crap like, oh, when Jamie started saying that she loved me, it made me put my walls up because I was worried about getting hurt.
Oh, so boring.
Like,
so you're going to hurt her.
How are you worried about getting hurt? No, that's not what's happening. You're worried about not having strong enough feelings. That's a completely different thing.
He is just saying so many different things, isn't he?
He's just bringing out phrases that, like, you worry about getting hurt when you feel your feelings getting stronger.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got cold feet, fancied someone else, but he's dressing it up in all of these other kind of, I don't know, relationshipy terms. And poor Veronica. Ooh. Poor Jamie is so confused. And I love that she's like, even after he convinces everyone again, she's like, okay, but I don't believe you.
Yeah. I'm really pleased that she's not believing him as well.
Yeah.
And just calling it out. And I'm so pleased that the experts are like completely validating everything she's been saying and saying that he was like being so cold and detached. Just, you know, she was completely validated in everything. And like even the first question they asked her, they were like, when you told Dave your concerns, did he try and validate you? And she was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. John Aiken being like, how do you think this makes this woman feel?
Yeah.
More.
Give me more.
Give me more.
That was scary. I was terrified. I was like, I can't think of another emotion.
I'm sad.
He was like, heartbroken.
But he's just giving them something, and then when it's them two alone, he's not giving her anything.
Yeah.
He's too concerned. I think he can't admit to himself that he's a bit of a shit. He's so strongly attached to his like nice guy image in the first part of the season.
Yeah.
Always sticking up for the other girls and saying that's not how you speak about a woman and blah, blah, blah. And now he's just turned out to be a fuckboy like the rest of them.
Yeah.
But he can't admit it, so he's dragging it on. And it's so much worse for her. I just want him to break up with her.
I know. Just break up with her.
Like, the most he could muster is when Alessandra comes out, well, do you have romantic feelings? I think I do. That is not good enough. 6 weeks
You're having sex with someone.
What does your willy feel like?
Yeah, that sounds pretty romantic to me, me love. Yeah.
Like, just...
Don't have sex with someone this much if you don't have romantic feelings towards them.
Yeah.
Is that radical? Is that radical?
But also, if you're not feeling like having sex with them, then you don't have romantic feelings for them. That's what I meant by what does your willy feel like? His willy feels like, I don't want to have sex. So there you go.
I thought you meant because they've been having sex. His willy's been going in.
Don't know how much they have. He's like, when I like it when she does it, but I don't really think about it. It's just like, oh God.
So confusing.
6 weeks in. But there's like, I wonder how he felt watching Veronica, because Veronica really got torn apart this commitment ceremony by everyone, by the experts and the participants, because we had a comment on Instagram of someone saying like Dave changed towards Jamie when he saw her be on the wrong side of the argument at the like retreat, which I'd kind of thought as well, like, yeah, maybe he shifted when he was like, oh shit, she's not like the popular one that's always getting it right. But he obviously fancies Veronica, and like she is the least popular person in that room.
And she's getting it so wrong.
She's getting it wrong at every angle.
And everyone is so open to just say that she's lying.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like Elliot was like, well, why does everyone else agree with me? And then I'm so glad that John was like, well, let's hear from the group then. And everyone was just like, well, you're talking absolute shit. Do you think Veronica... I think Veronica believes the insane things that she says.
It's really frustrating though, because she's so pedantic about things that he repeats that she said.
Yeah.
And he gets one word wrong, even though it has exactly the same implication or insinuation. And she actually makes up things that she's not said, and she does sound convinced, like when she was saying like whenever we have an argument I say, how can we try and resolve it, what else can we do? And he was like,
what do you need?
Literally never said that ever.
If she's ever said, what do you need in the situation?
That whole thing which she was like, you've never asked me if I play card games. What the fuck?
Why weren't you playing the games with me? Because you're absolutely terrifying and you hate him.
And he was like, I play games all the time. It was really cute.
It was really cute.
He loves games, and that's like seems to be a tenet of his personality.
Tenet. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tenet.
A core tenet.
Yeah.
Of his personality. So
yeah.
Can playing games be a part of your personality?
Tism tenet.
Yeah, tism tenet.
Yeah.
Playing games.
We
know it well.
I know it very well. You can say what you like about Elliot. Like, he's got lots of flaws and dodgy views, but he isn't capable, I don't think, of making up shit and lying about it in front of everyone. He's too obsessed with the truth and being accurate and sticking by the rules and answering the question completely honestly.
Yeah.
He's not going to sit there and make up something. He's not capable of it. Like, it's just so obvious that it's her.
And she looks like she's lying every single time. And he also does genuinely look like, what are you actually talking about?
I don't know how he dealt with her. She is probably one of the worst ones that I could imagine being coupled with.
Yeah. I agree. I would have,
because if it was like Harrison,
I would have screamed at her.
Yeah, if it was like Harrison, I'd just be like, "Bye, I'm gonna not talk to you all day."
If it's Veronica, she'd be too taken in by her beauty.
No, but she'd be following you around, shouting at you, but also walking away from you all the time and creating these infuriating situations and accusing you of things.
Harrison as well. Where did he come from?
Because he's one of the big time baddies ever, isn't he?
Yeah,
like Harrison.
He'd be crying about your endometriosis.
Oh my God. But yeah, good riddance.
Yeah, see ya. That was really weird.
Do you think that, there's a slight potential change in Dave now that Veronica's out the picture? Like, he actually turned up with flowers to Jamie's door.
Pathetic.
But I still don't think, like, you still don't like her, so Why are you doing
that? No,
that?
I don't. And also, I think flowers is I don't know why they always talk about flowers. It's the absolute bare minimum. And I'm pretty sure Jamie said something about flowers. I seem to have the recollection of. And also, he said he's going to fight for her. Buying her 2 bunches of flowers does not equate to a fight.
No.
It's a no from me, dog. I love that Adrian was the one that was calling out Veronica.
Oh my God.
Adrian, why are you always doing good stuff, but you're shit. You're a shit person. He's such a shit person.
Yeah. He's able to be observant about the truth of a situation when it's someone else's, but he's still got the complete wrong end of the stick when it comes to Cleo.
Morals.
Should we talk about them at the homestays?
Well, I was just going to say that I did like that John said that Veronica wasn't respectful to Elliot.
Yes.
You're not showing him respect. And finally, that she looked very defeated at the end. And I think it's because she was exhausted from all the lies.
I think you're right.
Keeping up all the
lies. She did look defeated, but I don't think she's going to learn from it.
She was crazy.
Really, really crazy. They gave Elliot a little celebration that he was able to change.
Yes, and he was like, now my list is too much or something. It was, what was it like? And they were like, we never thought we'd hear you say that.
He said you can't judge people. It takes a time to really understand all of the aspects of a person. So you can't have a list because it won't work, basically. And that is good. And it made me happy that we weren't just being made to like him a bit through the editing because Veronica was such a villain.
Yeah.
Because the experts obviously were also able to see that he had become nicer. So I'm glad we didn't just fall for an editing trick.
Yes, that does feel good. It's just occurred to me, someone left a comment on our YouTube today. I'm just going to read it out. Mm-hmm. So this is just a Morena and Tony comment that someone sent us today. Can I quickly talk about that?
Yeah.
So Luna Divinations on YouTube has said, by the way, Morena said in interviews that Tony was still married and in love with his wife. It's why they don't show their honeymoon on the programme, as she kept speaking about it non-stop when she found out on the honeymoon, but they couldn't cut around it to keep any honeymoon material.
What the hell?
And why she was so annoyed the whole time. Apparently they edited it out as much as they could, but it was spoken about often with the experts and the rest of the couples knowing it. Not sure how true that is, but apparently he was separated from his wife due to a visa and hoped he would be paired with her on the show. Production didn't want the audience to know it though, and that's why Morena was so enraged constantly, so she says.
Oh my God. That's nuts. I kind of both don't think that she would just make that up out of nowhere because it sounds too crazy, but also find it hard to believe because I feel like he would have seemed more neurotic if there was all of that going on for him, but he just seemed so like horizontal a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I don't know, but that's bizarre.
I mean, that's quite a fucking long-winded way to get you married to your wife because of a visa.
Surely there's other ways.
Yeah, not more than married at first sight.
Oh God, how old's his wife? I wonder.
I don't know. And would your family all go to the wedding if you knew?
It doesn't seem. Someone's absolutely bonkers in this situation.
Well, a lot of people would say it's Morena.
Yeah, but what if that is true and then they just edited her to look like a monster?
Yeah, that's horrendous. You're
awful,
right. Sorry,
and she was raging against it the whole time.
Yeah, that's so true.
I wonder if like he was still kind of in love with his ex and had some loose boundaries there, but not all of the like wanting to get married back to her thing on the visa thing. Maybe it just was the case that he was in touch with his ex. I can imagine that being
like, if you were in touch with your ex, surely you'd be like, okay, my wedding is tomorrow. Is yours tomorrow? Yes, mine's tomorrow. Okay, see you at the... Do you know what I mean? Like, if you...
Yeah, like...
You talk to
Is she somewhere without internet?
Or did she get married on the show to someone else? Like, are there more couples getting married than they show?
Like in Love is Blind, where they... more couples get engaged and then just chucked off. Interesting. Thank you for that intriguing comment.
I'm glad it's about someone that's left the experiment.
Exactly. We like it when it's current with the UK gossip.
Yes, thank you.
Not spoilers.
We don't.
Although we quite felt bad for someone who just said spoiler blah blah blah, and then we were
got shouted at
why
on the
did you
YouTube
do that?
comments,
And then they were like, sorry, I am new here.
Yeah, I felt bad. Sorry to our new listener.
Sorry,
we like you.
person.
We just feel bad, but also
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that you did a spoiler. Anyway, so who were you saying you wanted to talk about?
I might just round up a couple of last notes from the commitment ceremony. TJ doesn't fancy Beth.
No, that's a dunner.
It shouldn't. The only slight thing that's in my mind is that she hasn't had a relationship, so is she really bad at reading signals? But she doesn't come off as someone like that.
What kind of signals do you need?
I don't know, but I mean, he did tap her bum, but it in a kind of like he was playing the bongos at the Copacabana.
Where's that then?
I don't know, but are you picking up what I'm putting down? I think he likes to go to the Copacabana.
Are you saying the...
That's nothing.
Okay, are you saying the Club Tropicana, where drinks are free, sung by George Michael?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's Living La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin. Anyway.
What are we talking about? TJ and
TJ.
Beth. Yeah.
There's no
I don't
hope
think
for
I have
them.
anything about them.
There's no hope for them.
No.
Carina and Paul got told off. He was fucking sulky.
He was so
and
sulky.
He didn't want to be told off. He didn't want it to be pointed out. He didn't like, I mean, I wouldn't like 3 different people telling me that I'm lacking emotional intelligence.
No, it's not very...
It was quite hard, but it was brilliant.
But also he just kept saying dumb stuff. I think for a while I was sympathising for him a bit in the way that it was like, well, I guess he was doing the task. He did bring up a thing that he was scared to tell her about. And I kind of was a bit like, oh, but then when I think it was, I don't know who said it, but one of the experts said like, yeah, but if this was an actual concern, you could have come up with a different example. And I was like, oh yeah, he totally could have come up with a different example.
Yeah.
Like he just started drama.
And it wasn't that the things that he said weren't valid. It was the fact that he decided to say them in that way to Athena.
No, but I mean, I still think that he said them because they were valid, but it was the wrong example. If he was actually worried, he should have said something else. It was Alessandra who said that. Like, if you have concerns, you should be able to give other examples. Fucking hell. So true. And it was really interesting. Like, Paul was saying, I didn't expect Carina to start questioning our compatibility. And I'm like, your whole letter was questioning your compatibility.
You caused this problem.
Why your whole thing was saying, I don't know if I'm compatible with her. So why are you suddenly surprised that Carina's asking if you're compatible?
He's playing some game because he panics as soon as Carina says she's questioning him, and there's like a feeling of disconnection between them. But he was wanting to create a feeling of disconnection because he was like, I feel like my concerns haven't been validated. He was wanting the experts to notice so that they would tell her off and create a bad feeling.
Or just say she was wrong or something.
Yeah. So it's like, but then he's panicking as soon as something has gone wrong.
But it's his doing.
It's his so he wants her to be in a position where she's having to grovel to him.
I feel like we're observing too much. Like, it's concerning how much he thinks he can get away with.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't trust him. Even at the homestays when he was like basically saying, I might be Catholic one day, just to like,
oh my God,
get on, just to move on with the conversation. I'm like, be more truthful about your words.
Yeah, you don't have to be, but I guess, you know what?
Some people do convert.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if it was like Judaism or Islam, you might be a bit like, oh, that's romantic. I feel like I'm instantly a bit more, that's romantic to change to those religions, but because we know Catholicism or Christianity, and I'm like, that's boring. Sorry to all the Christians in the chat who keep telling us about what Easter means. We don't care.
Each to their own.
Each to their own. I might convert.
I
love
just,
the pomp.
It's just I think he didn't think about his words before he said them. I just think he was spitting whatever out to survive.
Yeah.
He might become Catholic one day, but he needs to say, I'm really open to coming to services with Carina and to learning about saying grace and learning about the traditions learning about it, but don't just outright promise that you might start having faith when you don't.
Yeah, I'm open to anything. You know, I'm an open guy. Saying you're open doesn't mean you're going to become religious. And it's just made me think about how we went to a wedding last month, and the bride was Catholic. And the groom was not. Yeah, and they had a lovely Catholic service because it meant a lot to the bride.
Yeah, that was
that's a perfect balance. You don't have to pretend.
It fulfilled the bit that really mattered to her, even if it didn't matter in that way to him.
Yeah,
because his love for her was wanting to fulfill that, even if it wasn't for his own beliefs.
Yes. So,
but
take a leaf out of their book, Paul.
They're a bit. That family Carina's family are a bit more like wanting everyone to be Catholic. So I understand why he was feeling panicky. I also would have been, but the way he answered just made me continue to distrust him, because I'm like, he's just going to say whatever he can to stay in this relationship and then make her dependent on him. That's how I'm seeing it right now.
God,
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. So can we just quickly do a bit of Adrian and Athena? We've been done with this since the fucking start. Like, just rip off the band-aid, and stop it from all happening. The back and forth between Cleo and Adrian, and when she said, have you thought about moving to Perth? And he immediately said, well, has she thought about moving to Sydney? And then Cleo said, well, her son's life is in Perth. And then he says, well, my life was in Sydney. It doesn't equal. It's not equal.
He's such a child. And
he is such a... Well, I guess it is equal then.
Yeah.
There we go.
It really shows that, they've been like, yeah, we've actually been going really well over the last couple of weeks. We learned to be curious about each other and ask questions.
Yeah.
And we've been going really well.
We've been going really well, if you know what I mean. I'm like, yes, we get it, you fuck.
They're getting on because they're shagging, not because they've done any work on their communication. Because as soon as he has to talk about anything serious, he's absolutely intolerable, doesn't think about her feelings. They haven't made any steps of like, okay, if we have an argument, how do we need to resolve it?
Yeah.
They haven't even obviously resolved the issue that was the problem in the first place, which was the Cleo thing.
No, because he was like, your sister should be nervous, but... And then just like,
why would I be excited
I'm waiting for an apology. I was like, what? Grow up!
Oh my God. He's so annoying. And Athena was like, oh, I'm not grumpy about it anymore. Don't be grumpy about it. I just feel like the way she used the word, the phrase grumpy about it was like really diminishing the whole thing and like trying to make it, it doesn't really matter. When she
was the one that should be upset about it because it was awful.
She's still trying to put the fire out of him acting like a twat about it when he should be thinking.
They have to not be together.
Oh my God.
They have to not be together. And it was just, Cleo was really good at talking to him.
She was heroic.
She was very firm.
She really kept her cool.
He just mumbles bullshit and is very...
So rude.
And he's so rude. And it's because he doesn't give a fuck. It's like when you... Okay, I'm not saying he's this, but whatever. It's like if you're trying to talk to someone who is right wing and they just have so little empathy or care about how you feel or what your emotions are, that they just can say whatever they want, but they still end up winning. And it's so annoying because you're like, but I'm doing this I believe in all of this stuff for a good reason.
Yeah.
And like, everyone's emotional around him and he's just smirking and just, I hate it. It makes me sick. I wouldn't be able to talk to him. I'd really get myself into a tears.
He's another one like Veronica that would be a real challenge.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wouldn't want to have sex with him, so I would just see ya.
Yeah.
I was about to say and vice versa, but he seems like he'd go for anything, doesn't he? He'd probably...
Anything? You're referring to yourself as anything? You're beautiful.
I know
princess.
I'm nice, but I'm just I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm not like doled up, but he might still have a go anyway.
He would.
Just like whatever.
He definitely would.
You know.
I think which is unfortunate for you. Sorry about that.
Thank God he's a very long way away.
Don't worry, that's not going to happen.
No,
don't worry.
He's not going to come to Pembrokeshire.
I don't think so.
Oh, thank God.
I think you're fine, babe.
He might turn up on a quad bike.
A quad bike? Yeah, he doesn't have a license.
Athena's mum. What are you doing, love? saying, "Oh, the girls are very used to moving." What?
Shut up!
This was familiar. A mum just being like, either, "Oh, I don't want there to be a conflict," or like, "I want my daughter to stay in this relationship, even though it's the worst one that has ever existed."
Not that your mum.
My mum does. No, that isn't.
I just want to make that clear.
That isn't my mum, but that is a mum trope.
Yes, and especially, I want her to stay with this handsome man.
Yeah.
Like, why?
What's going on?
He's hideous.
Like, you think
emotionally.
it really does show the magic of siblings, and especially their sibling relationship.
See, twins are good.
Don't summon them.
Twins.
No,
twins.
they're being you.
Twins.
No,
twins. Don't. Sorry, I did promise I'd stop doing twin summoning.
Yeah, you did. And they'll be as naughty as you as well, as boundary breaking. 2 of them.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. They'll be so cute. We're wearing matching outfits.
Well, these twins are cute. I do really
They're supportive.
Yeah, I can't imagine having a twin. It would be quite amazing.
You'd be really good with a twin. I think you could have done with a twin.
Being solo is such a kind of core element of my experience.
I think if we did,
but Sam is kind of twinish to me in a way.
Yeah,
even though he's 6 years older.
I think if we had kids, twins, we'd make sure that they have separate time as well.
Yeah,
we'll take them off individually and.
Seems like Athena and Cleo have a night have. Actually, we discussed this, didn't we? We were like, we're just going to send them to different schools.
Did we?
Didn't we?
I don't want to send them to different schools.
Who did I discuss this with? I must have been.
Suddenly?
I must have been telling someone that I was worried because you can have twins.
This is worrying to
someone.
me. Who are you discussing this with?
It was someone. It could have been Cam and Rishi.
Not a lover.
A lover who also might have twins.
Yeah.
See? This is a jealous moment. You're always calling me jealous, but you've had 2.
Feeling sensitive.
You've had 2 jealous moments this recording.
What was the other one?
Accusing me of fancying Veronica, who I hate.
I'm feeling sensitive today.
And now accusing me of having an affair because I was talking about you having twins.
And who said we should send them to a different school?
I don't know. I wish I could remember who I talked to.
I mean, if they want to go to different schools, they can go to different schools. But like, also, there's not a fucking wealth of schools around here. Can you imagine picking kids up from 2 different schools every single day? Are you having a laugh?
Yeah, they'd hate us.
It's a no from me, dog. They're going to one school for ease.
I'm like, was this a dream? I hate that feeling.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, Shanti?
Oh, maybe it was about her twins.
Oh, she may be thinking about sending the twins to different schools.
It must have been about her twins. Well done.
Thanks. No?
Oh, yeah. I think there was some conversation. I was pissed. That's why I can't remember it properly.
Your friend who was pregnant with twins.
She was worried about something about school, and then we were all like, yeah, just send them to different schools.
No, guys. Think about school drop-offs and school pickups. No chance. Schools are busy. Busy.
Yeah.
Imagine getting to that busy, and then the other one would be late.
I love that you went through your little filing cabinet in your head of time
Social
when my wife has not been with me. You found it. I was trying to be mysterious.
That's quite clever, isn't it?
I don't know. It was a friend that I spoke
I
to.
don't like that. A friend you spoke to about twins without me there. The person who's pregnant with twins that is your friend. Yeah. Okay, Jacqui and Ryan, if they had twins, Lord help us, they'd be fucked.
Oh my God.
They'd be such fucking little freaks.
Oh my God.
So let's just get it all out really quickly. The whole are you willing to be a stay-at-home dad situation, her crying about feedback being a gift. Jacqui seems annoyed that the commitment ceremony went well for them, that they had a kind of solution. I felt kind of bad for Ryan that he said I don't measure up.
He was crying at that point, and she was sort of smiling at him.
She's creepy, man.
Josh said, I used to be confused by Jacqui, and then I realised, just, can't remember how he worded it, but just pure dark triad.
Which is?
And I had to look it up. It is when someone has an intersection of Machiavellianism, is that how you say it?
I think so.
Psychopathy and narcissism. And this was a very Machiavellian smile that she was doing.
Yeah, her smile is Machiavellian.
Really?
I think that is what how you would, if someone said, what is that smile, draw it. It's her like.
And somehow
I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, It's like the Grinch's smile.
It is. She is
when it gets
Grinchy.
really big?
Grinchy is
she's
Dark
Whoville.
Triad.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Have you ever seen the Grinch and Jacqui in the same room together? Illuminati! You know what else is? You know what else is a triangle? And a triad. And you know what else is a triangle? Dark Triad. And you know what else represents a triangle? It's the Illuminati. And I think that means that she's the leader.
Oh, you look very pretty.
Oh, that took everything in me.
I know. You're gonna have to go to sleep in a little acorn after this. I'm very impressed.
Where am I having sleep?
In a little acorn.
Oh, good.
Like Thumbelina. Poop. I'm gonna put you in the river.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
That'd be nice.
Can I go sit with the duckies?
Yeah.
That sounds really nice. Can Spinny come with me?
Oh, I heard a what was it called?
Something warbler?
Not cricket, but what's the
Grasshopper?
other? Grasshopper warbler in the garden today. And then I saw a white egret with a poorly leg.
Oh.
And
does he need a
and the
plaster?
duck. Huh?
Does he need a
He does need a plaster.
Everyone, for Daisy's birthday, I got her binoculars.
Oh,
and two footpath
OS
maps.
Danny noticed my OS map in my backpack
she
today
did?
because I was there in my dry robe. Everyone kept being like, "Have you already been for a swim?" I was like, "No, I'm just ready." And then I had my OS map just in case.
Yeah, you never know where you're going to go.
Yeah, she noticed.
You need to be prepared. Did you feel really good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I was so happy to buy those presents for you. They were your extra little presents and you loved them.
I love an OS map. And then
You didn't have your
Johnny,
own. And they're weatherproof.
oh my
All
god,
terrain weatherproof or something.
Johnny, my uncle, immediately started showing
Name
me
drop.
on his phone a map of somewhere of a beach that he'd been to around here in a stone circle. And if you go here and then you walk here, and I was like, you are very related to me.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to show you things on maps, and you're like, oh really? Oh really, darling? I'm like, but look, there's the footpath and there's the bridge.
You have to ask me as like your special interest. You say, we're going to look at the map now. I'm always like, Spinny, please don't go. Please, Spinny, please.
That begging never works, darling. In fact, it does the opposite. So sorry.
Oh, I'm so desperate.
Oh.
Yeah, you carve out special time before a walk. Sometimes when it's a big proper walk.
Yeah, we're
and
putting it out on the table.
And then I have to like pay attention.
You still
and
look fucking pissed off with it. Oh, all right, darling. Yeah. Oh, I see.
No, I'm nicer than that. Sometimes I'm not, but sometimes I'm most.
No, yeah,
I'm nicer than
no,
that.
and we did get lost the other day when we went to a new walk, and
Oh, I was really angry then, but that's only because I'd had muesli for breakfast.
you were
granola.
fucking furious. So it was all the map had to work to get us out, otherwise we were dead. But the Komoot on the phone, which I hate saying Komoot,
Yeah.
but it is a good app, didn't get us free. Something else didn't get us free. Who's ever counted like that?
Oh my god, your brother, I think.
Oh my god.
Put them down. Basically, we need
the OS
permanent granola bars and maps in the bag because Yeah, but I need something to eat.
Get me something better.
Well, buy me a sausage roll then.
Yummy.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, back to Jacqui and Ryan.
Back to Jacqui and Ryan. How does she manage to make her hair land in front? It's like this layer in front.
Yeah.
And when they were sitting in her garden, and she was sitting in the middle of the bench, and so he was sitting on the end, really, really close to her. They were really squished up and not looking at each other.
They were
just
so
furious.
weird.
But she had just told him that I can't have a conversation with you because your brain's so small. Like some kind of weird eugenicist. You said she was a eugenicist in the first when they got married because she was going on about blonde people.
Oh yeah, I do.
She's like a creepy.
I actually didn't know the word eugenicist, but that makes it.
I think
eugenics person. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Sorry.
Because that's like some Victorian racist shit where you measure people's brains.
Yeah, it is.
What the fuck? Of course he's going to get angry. And then telling him to shave his beard off.
Because his beard isn't manly.
In Manly. Everything must be manly in Manly.
Oh, in manly. Well done, yeah. Why is a beard not manly?
If you don't fancy him, break up with him. Don't make him
I'm
change
sorry, but,
everything.
like, a beard is the definition of
Exactly.
manly
What the fuck?
in a heteronormative cis
In like a
world.
boring whatever way.
Yeah.
That's so weird. He's going to look shit without a beard. He knows it. Men
I'm
know
sorry.
it.
He will.
He will. He knows. He's got a weak chin, funny wide neck.
Why could she say you have a small brain and then say we're not in a benter place, Ryan? Do you remember when he was bantering and she was like, wouldn't let him?
I did feel sorry for him. He was like, I don't
Your
talk
brain
about
is
your
too small.
appearance. You're
And then-
talking about my appearance. Like, that's completely fair
If he
of him.
did that, like, he'd be fine.
awful.
And also, just kept. This is when she was crying and said, "It's just so sad. I've been given someone who isn't open to anything."
I was very happy to see him say, Jacqui is the hardest person to be in a relationship with that I've ever experienced, ever.
Yeah. And so what was the whole thing of the flower shop? I think...
Oh my God.
Like,
to be fair to her, we didn't see the like conversation where they were like, let's go and get flowers. But he said, I wanted to take Jacqui out to get some flowers. They were strolling along. It kind of seemed like he was saying, let's go and get flowers. And she was like, I'm taking you to get flowers. This wasn't your idea. And like,
so
stole
like he
it
was
from
trying
him.
to... Oh, she stole it from him.
She stole it from him. He was trying to do one of the things that she wants him to constantly do. And she was like, no, I'm showing you the flower shop. But then when they were in the flower shop,
like her local
flower shop, then bought fucking
$100 worth.
Never buy a vase from the flower shop.
Are you thick?
You fucking mug.
Yeah.
But
Charity
she did
shop.
it as a Machiavellian challenge. Waiting to see if he'd do it.
I don't like you doing it.
Oh, I couldn't bear him fiddling around with his card and then just doing it because he's just trying to survive the night.
You don't need to buy it.
And then she cried on him.
She went, you don't need to buy it.
I don't have to do it.
Yeah, and then cried on him in the shop.
It was deeply uncomfortable.
I've had enough of them.
But I also can't stop.
I can't stop
And
it.
next episode we're getting his house, which I thought was gonna. Okay, I knew it was gonna have a sword in it. I thought it was gonna have like models of Warcraft or whatever, and
I didn't expect
some
Warcraft
collectibles,
models.
but very neatly on a shelf.
And I expected black, grey, red only, nothing else.
Maybe some nunchucks.
Yeah.
I did not think some
Weed Palace,
stinking looking Bob Marley skull.
The skull with dreadlocks and a joint poking out. What? But also makes sense for his friends that he had.
Makes big sense for those two. Even though they're going to tell Jacqui off next week.
Good.
So,
Yeah, sorry, we're on your side.
We're behind them.
We like you.
Chaos, stinky chaos everywhere.
No wonder he puts his shoes on the bed.
Yeah. Okay, nap time for you.
No!
Oh.
We haven't even spoken about Jamie and Dave with Jamie's sister.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Just briefly, because...
Another amazing sister turn.
Yeah, good sister.
Really, really good. Like siblings just know you
the best
in a way that no one else does.
He said, I'm not falling in love at the moment. Love's not there. There's only glimpses of romantic feelings. Then his sister said, that's grim. So
I loved
true.
that.
It's grim.
That's such a good way of putting it. It's like, that is fucking grim. If this is your husband, who's meant to be the most in love with you anyone's ever been, and so excited to be with you.
How could it grow if she thought things were going so well for 6 weeks? She was her best self. They were in the honeymoon phase. She was having sex with him. Like, they were having a great time. There's no way it can grow because that was the best it could have been. And now he's fucked it up and he has to work harder.
Things grow sometimes when you've been friends with someone for years, but you're living completely different lives and you occasionally see each other. Not when you're living in the same flat and just waiting around twiddling your thumbs to see if you'll start fancying them. That's not how it works.
It's done.
That is not how it works. You've tried it. You're being together and it's not working.
I think Jamie just knows that fully as well. Jamie's like not going any further, I don't think. And
she knows it
I
inside.
like that he was annoying when he was like, I feel like I've been a really good partner. And then Jamie and her sister were both immediately like, you have been a really good partner. No one's taking that away from you, which I respect. They said that. But then Jamie's sister said, this ain't a relationship. It's a really good friendship, which is true.
Which was good. Because he needs to break up with her, otherwise he can go on this narrative of, I was hoping for something and she cut it off, which is bullshit. He's cutting it off, and Jamie's sister revealed that this has happened before, where she's been more invested than other people, which is really, it's so sad because she was saying, this is different from before, and we saw her crying before the meetup, and she was saying, I just want to go back to the start, which was just so heartbreaking,
and they had
relatable.
all the flashbacks, and
she just wanted to forget, but she can't. She can't undo it. She can never go back to thinking, oh, this person loves me, I'm so lucky. Like, she just can't go back.
She's never going to get there.
Going through a drawn out heartbreak, like every day. He just needs to
let her go.
Knock it on the head, babe.
Yeah, it's so crazy that people think that it's better to drag someone through that. Why would that be better in any way?
Awful.
Let them go. That's so rude of you. Let them go.
Very disrespectful. Your
purple socks look very nice with the white trousers.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for buying me these men's socks. They're my favourite.
I'm wearing them too for comfort.
Oh, how do you make them look small and nice and cool on you?
I just ruffled them all up on my foot.
That's good.
Well, I love you.
I love you.
And thank you for helping me through the episode. Sorry if I was a bit lackluster.
No, you were lovely. Thanks for getting through it. You were great.
You're lovely.
Oh, thanks.
And I love you.
Love you lots. We'll be back in a few days.
Yeah.
With probably the last dinner party or something. Amazing.
Yeah. Who? How does it go? Penultimate or last?
We had the penultimate commitment ceremony. So I don't know if
there'll be another dinner party after this one, I reckon. Yeah. I don't know, actually. Maybe it is the last. We'll work it out. Sorry, I won't use my brain anymore.
No, don't try.
Too much brain work.
Yeah.
And if you want to join the Patreon, the link is in our episode description, or you can search doing the MAFS into Patreon and you can find us. Loads of bonus episodes in there.
Yeah, there's
including a bonus episode every week from us.
Yeah, there's about, 45 episodes in there at the moment.
Damn.
About all sorts of telly that we're watching.
Yeah.
And films.
Yeah.
And a couple of books in there. So if you want to hear more, check us out on Patreon.
Do it. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.